This PowerPoint will be going over Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. The Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP for short, is a communication protocol for electronic mail transmission. As the Internet standard, SMTP was first defined in 1982 by RFC 821 and updated in 2008 by RFC 5321 to extend SMTP additions, which is the protocol variety in widespread use today. Mail servers and other mail message transfer agents use SMTP to send and receive mail messages. Proprietary systems such as Microsoft Exchange and IBM Notes and webmail systems such as Outlook.com, Gmail, and Yahoo Mail may use non-standard protocols internally, but all use SMTP when sending to or receiving mail from outside their own systems. SMTP servers commonly use Transmission Control Protocol on port number 25. History of SMTP. Various forms of one-to-one electronic messaging were used in the 1960s. Users communicated using systems developed for specific mainframe computers. As more computers were interconnected, especially in the U.S. government's ARPANET, standards were developed to permit exchange of messages between different operating systems. SMTP grew out of these standards developed during the 1970s. SMTP traces its roots to two implementations described in 1971. The Mailbox Protocol, whose implementation has been disputed, but is discussed in RFC 196 and other RFCs in the Send Message Program, which, according to RFC 2235, Ray Tomlinson of BBN invented for TNEX computers to send mail messages across the ARPANET. Fewer than 50 hosts were connected to the ARPANET at this time. Further implementations include FTP Mail and Mail Protocol, both from 1973. Development work continued throughout the 1970s until the ARPANET transitioned into the modern Internet around 1980. John Postel had then proposed a mail transfer protocol in 1980 that began to remove the mail reliance on FTP. SMTP was published as RFC 788 in November 1981, also by Postel. The SMTP standard was developed around the same time as Usenet, a one-to-many communication network with some similarities. SMTP became widely used in the early 1980s. At the time, it was a complement to Unix Copy Program, UUCP for short, which was better suited for handling email transfers between machines that were intermittently connected. SMTP, on the other hand, works best when both the sending and receiving machines are connected to the network all the time. Both use a store and forward mechanism and are examples of push technology. Through Usenet's newsgroups are still propagated with UUCP between servers. UUCP as a mail transport has virtually disappeared, along with the bang paths it used as message routing headers. SendMail, released with 4.1 CBSD in 1982, soon after RFC 788 was published in November 1981, was one of the first mail transfer agents to implement SMTP. Over time, as BSD, Unix became the most popular operating system on the Internet. SendMail became the most common MTA mail transfer agent. Some other popular SMTP server programs include Postfix, Qmail, Novell, Groupwise, XM, Novell NetMail, Microsoft Exchange, Exchange Server and Oracle Communications Messaging Server. Mail Processing Model. Email is submitted by a mail client, Mail User Agent, MUA for short, to a mail server, Mail Submission Agent, MSA for short, using SMTP on TCP port 587. Most mailbox providers still allow submission on traditional port 25. The MSA delivers the mail to its mail transfer agent, MTA for short. Often, these two agents are instances of the same software launch with different options on the same machine. Local processing can be done either on a single machine or split among multiple machines. Mail agent processes on one machine can share files, but if processing on multiple machines, they transfer messages between each other using SMTP, where each machine is configured using the next machine as a smart host. Each process is an MTA, an SMTP server in its own right. The boundary MTA uses the domain name, or domain system, DNS for short, to look up the mail exchanger record, MX record, for the recipient's domain, the part of the email address on the right. The MX record contains the name of the target host. Based on the target host and other factors, the MTA selects an exchange server. See the article MX record. The MTA connects to the exchange server as an SMTP client. Message transfer can occur in a single connection between two MTAs or in a series of hops through intermediary systems. A receiving SMTP server may be the ultimate destination, an intermediate relay, that is, it stores and forwards the messages, or a gateway, that is, it may forward the message using some protocol other than SMTP. Each hop is a formal handoff of responsibility for the message, whereby the receiving server must either deliver the message or properly report the failure to do so. Once the final hop accepts the incoming message, it hands it to a mail delivery agent for local delivery. An MDA saves messages in the relevant mailbox format, as with sending. This reception can be done using one or multiple computers, but in the diagram above, the MDA is depicted as one box near the mail exchanger box. An MDA may deliver messages directly to storage or forward them over a network using SMTP or other protocol, such as Local Mail Transfer Protocol, or LMTP for short, a derivative of SMTP designed for this purpose. Once delivered to the mail server, to the local mail server, the mail is stored for batch retrieval by authenticated mail clients. Mail is retrieved by end-user applications called email clients using Internet Message Access Protocol, IMAP for short, a protocol that both facilitates access to mail and manages stored mail, or the Post Office Protocol, POP, which typically uses the traditional inbox mail file format or a proprietary system such as Microsoft Exchange /Outlook or Lotus Notes /Domino. Webmail clients may use either method, but the retrieval protocol is often not a formal standard. SMTP versus mail retrieval. SMTP is a delivery protocol only. In normal use, mail is pushed to a destination mail server or next hop mail server. As it arrives, mail is routed based on the destination server, not the individual user to which it is addressed. Other protocols, such as the Post Office Protocol and the Internet Message Access Protocol are specifically designed for use by individual users retrieving messages and managing mailboxes to permit an intermittently connected mail server to pull messages from a remote server on demand. SMTP has a feature to initiate mail queue processing on a remote server. POP and IMAP are unsuited protocols for relaying mail by intermittently connected machines. They are designed to operate after final delivery, when information critical to the correct operation of a mail relay, the mail envelope, has been removed. Conclusion. SMTP is a connection-oriented, text-based protocol in which a mail sender communicates with a mail receiver by issuing command strings and supplying necessary data over a reliable, ordered data stream channel, typically a transmission control protocol, or TCP for short. Connection. An SMTP session consists of commands oriented by an SMTP client, the initiating agent, sender, or transmitter, and corresponding responses from the SMTP server, listening agent, or receiver, so that the session is opened and session parameters are exchanged. A session may include 0 or more SMTP transactions. An SMTP transaction consists of 3 command and reply sequences: mail, RCTP, and data.